The underlings have been swept away after much public outcry, and when it fell, the axe cut a clinically neat cleavage between the 4 permanent secretaries on the going home side and their ministers on the staying put side. But one puzzle remained. Should cabinet ministers be made to answer for what happens in their ministries?
I have no problem taking responsibility if everybody else is willing to take responsibility.
I refuse to be victimized and cowed by such Machiavellian political antics.
While the PSS cooled their feet at home, the trail has gone cold in the fight against corruption. Kenyans still have no clue as to how almost 9 billion shillings in free primary education funds were lost, or who takes the ultimate responsibility, and more importantly, who will be made to return the money.
Such actions can only be interpreted and seen to be laced with malicious and mischievous political agenda meant to demonize a section of the coalition's government's political leadership.
The blame game and backpassing has become a circus even in the maize scandal, in which hundreds of thousands of bags of maize, both in strategic reserve and government-funded imports, were shared out between profiteers and friends of ministers and politicians.
The ministry is responsible, and the persons who have been mentioned in that report, if they have, because I have not seen a copy of the report, should be made to account.
Somehow, the responsibility over the strategic maize scheme is supposed to have fallen at a certain no man's land between the Prime Minister's office, the Ministry of Agriculture, the Finance Ministry and the Ministry of Special Programs. Though the step-aside chorus has been reverberating against the Agriculture Minister William Ruto and the Education Minister Professor Sam Ongeri, no one has told Kenyans what will happen after they have stepped aside. Also in the grey area is the question of whether the act of suspension itself or resignations alone will clear the ministers of wrongdoing or negligence of their duties. For now, the chest thumping continues.
I expect the Prime Minister to lead the way by taking political responsibility for the officers in his office.
I have not had any message from the appointing authority, and I'm quite clear in my mind who is the appointing authority.
Guilty or not, it is not yet clear whether the politics will allow the real answers to come out on the corruption scandals. Now, KTN Weekend Prime.